Hey guys, welcome back. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Captain Foley, and it is time for another Eaglemoss product review. And today we're continuing our look at the Star Trek Universe collection from Eaglemoss, which includes Discovery, probably going to include Lower Decks, and also Picard. Today is next up in the Picard series line. We've got the USS Zheng. I always say it wrong. But this is the cut and paste fleet. Again, these are pretty good models so far. I've done the La Serena, of course. I've looked at some of the other ones. I'm actually kind of impressed with this one. Not so much a fan of the design, but we'll get into that a bit. But the box is great. This, like I said, the Eaglemoss really upped their game with these boxes. I love the little details, like the little fleet here, which actually bleeds on over to the side and also into the inner flap, which is really neat. So there is that. And again, nice display pieces on their own. If you go to there, you just got Picard in the name of the ship. Picard in the name of the ship, plus the fleet. This has got another great shot of the ship. The actual model itself with a 3/4 view, and then Picard, and then just Picard on the side there. So, as I talked about with the La Serena ones, they're doing this now, putting a sticker over top of the flap for some reason. That's what these flaps are designed for, so you don't have to do that, but it makes it really difficult to cut and to open, and without damaging your box. So, Eaglemoss, please don't do that. It looks like crap, but anyway. So let's get into the box and take a look. And of course, here's that bleeding on over into the flap thing that I was talking about. Right there, which is actually really, really cool. I do like that. So their boxes have been improving ever since they first came out, which isn't hard to do considering the first ones that they had coming out. But we got the book here, the Zheng. Nice shot of the ship there, 3/4 view, and then some specifications down here. Class Inquiry, launched 24th century, length 630.94 meters. Open it up, and the magazines are fantastic, done by Eaglemoss, by the way. So, but you got how to put it on the stand, really simple stuff. And you got a nice shot of the ship here from the side, even though from the side this thing is not a beautiful ship by any means. Down here, some detailed pictures of the 3D model they used to create the Eaglemoss ship, and then some specifications here. Class Inquiry, Affiliation Federation, launched 24th century, length 630.94 meters, acting captain William T. Riker. So, originally it was going to be Admiral Clancy who came to the rescue at the end, but then they had decided to change it to Riker, which is good and bad. I would have liked to see Admiral Clancy come back and save Picard's, but that would have been great. But anyhow. So here we go. We got a couple really great shots of the ship here. And if you like the ship, there's some really great views. The Zheng, when it entered service, the Inquiry class was Starfleet's toughest, fastest ship. The USS Zheng was Admiral Riker's flagship when he led the fleet of Inquiry class ships to confront the Romulans. And this one has a lot of detail compared to the one that was actually in the show. But anywho, next up we got the Orthos, and again, I love these Orthos views. I still maintain that Eaglemoss should do a poster collection of Orthos, maybe a little bit bigger than this, maybe to have different sizes available, because I'm sure people would like to frame some of these. I love Orthos of ships. That's kind of my thing as a ship guy, so I would love a few of these of different ships, but good idea. Yes, I think so. Please go tell Eaglemoss. And we got designing the Zheng. People are going to hate me for pronouncing it that way, but Concept artist John Hughes reveals the story behind the fleet of ships Riker brought to Gullion 4. Next page, got these concepts, which are awesome. All of John Hughes' work is awesome. His concept sketches are fantastic. But Neptune class ship, heavy cruiser carrier, and the USS Zheng forward main shuttle bays on this one. Just some really great stuff here. Interesting stuff. There's not a lot of write-up in this one compared to some of the other ones, but next up you get another concept ship looking great. I really like that one actually with the negative space. And here's a shot of the how it would have looked finished. And then the Neptune class here. Again, full orthos, 3/4 view, and then the final view down here. So these are actually really great. Better than the actual ship we got, I think. Here's a shot of it in front of some cars in a parking lot. So let's see what that says. The FX produced this look dev video which shows their model of the Zheng in a normal environment. In the video, the lighting conditions changed to show the ship in a variety of conditions. So there you go. You also got the fleet down here. Here's all of them. I wish they would have mixed in other ships, but it is what it is. And that says, the ships in Riker's fleet are actually subtly different. Chabon decided that they all belong to the Inquiry class, but there are 2 different designs of warp nacelles and 2 different color schemes, which we pointed out when we did our review of this scene and of this ship when we did our breakdown for season 1 of Picard. We did notice, or Samuel actually, I'm going to give Samuel the credit, he noticed that there were different nacelle designs and things, so we talked about those a little bit. So I love how they put this in here because it's referred to as the cut and paste fleet, and it's like, oh no, there were differences. Just not a lot of detail on some of the models, unfortunately. But anyway, it is what it is. Go check out that video from Trekyards if you're interested. And then up here, this one I'm excited to get to. This is the next issue is the Romulan Bird of Prey, or the antique Romulan Bird of Prey. Great looking ship, and I can't wait to review that one. But we're talking about this one today. So on the back of the book, you got the standard Zheng picture from the top, looking really great. Just not a fan of the design, unfortunately, but that's my personal opinion. But let's look at the ship itself, guys, or the model, I guess. Here it is. Nice, decent size, actually. It feels a little light, though. It feels like there's a lot of plastic on this one. Sure, I think this top part might be metal, but it feels very, not cheap. It feels light. It feels very plasticky for sure. And compared to a lot of the other Eaglemoss ships. So I don't know what you guys want to think about that, but it's just hideous. All right, so let's start from the beginning, from the front, if you will. So taking a look there, you got this nice shuttle bay area, I guess, at the front, and then the registry number and the ship name on the hull, which looks great. Moving to the sides, though, you got a lot of window detail. You can see the size of the windows, so kind of get a feel for the size of the ship. But so some really nice modeling and detail work on the actual model. Like it looks weathered. It feels nice that way. If you go up to the bridge, again, the windows look fantastic. There's like no misalignment issues. Everything looks spot on, even going around the front there. And the bridge module on the top actually looks good. I mean, I think it's a fantastic look. Moving back, you got this nice long part here, and like an observation lounge or whatever at the back there, which is also great. But you can see the windows there. This is the closest I've ever seen the ship, so I mean, there's some really nice details on it for sure. Also some red striping that kind of starts around the bridge area and goes towards right about there, right where the conference room is, or the briefing room, or the observation, whatever you want to call that. So there's that, which is, I didn't notice at first. You got the windows that run down the whole spine of the ship. And then if you flip it this way, You got these gold elements here, which maybe shuttle bay doors, I would assume. By the look of them, I would say they're probably shuttle bay doors, which is cool to have that configuration. I think that's neat. Going to the secondary hull here, you got the windows all on the side here, again showing a lot of interesting detail as far as decks go and things, and window sizes. So that's quite interesting. And that all ends at the back here, which what I assume would be a shuttle bay, but there's no real details on the back there to indicate doors or anything, and it's not a different color like up here, so not sure if that is a shuttle bay. But so now, before we get to the struts and the nacelles, we're going to flip this over and take a look at the underside here. Again, some very nice details, a lot of greebly parts, and nice line detail on the bottom there. And you've got the registry number of NCC 86505. Then moving down from that, you got this huge, I assume it's a deflector. I thought at first it was a shuttle bay, but I don't think it is. But there's this deflector area, and then above it, like some spotlights, some white circles. I'm not quite sure what those are trying to invoke, but it's interesting. On each side, you've got this like grilled kind of circle. I don't know what that is, but it's an interesting detail. Moving down to the secondary hull, again, you got the USS Zheng right there, the names. You got the registry number up here and the name down here, which is kind of neat. And then a lot of really fantastic detail work on the bottom. Like there's some really nice greebly stuff on there, so that's really nice. And then moving back to the struts, the lower struts here, you've got, again, a lot of nice line detail and some really nice mottling. So it looks kind of weathered and old. And then you got the registry number on the left hand side and the ship name on the right hand side. So that flip us back over to the top of the struts now. There you got like what I would assume would be the impulse engines, because it's very much Star Trek Online-esque, where you have like the impulse engines mounted in the struts, which is a pretty good idea actually. So they got that red detail. Again, line details, and then of course the name on this side and the registry number on the other side. Now moving to the nacelles. The nacelles are very nice. They're a cool design. I do like the colors that they've incorporated here. On the inside you've got, again, the registry number and then a purplish pinkish kind of warped chiller grill, which is great. Some line details there as well. And then I love the way they colored the Bizarre collectors on these. I like that fade from orange to yellow. I think looks really, really great. So the nacelles I don't have an issue with. I think they're a cool design. I just wish they were a little bit longer. If they actually came out longer would be great. But that's just my personal preference. Flipping it over to the other side of the nacelle, it's the same thing. Pretty much the exact same as the interior. And you got the little RCS thruster markings there as well. So there it is, guys. That's the Zheng, whatever. Cool little model, and the model's great. If you're a fan of this ship, by all means get this model. The detail on this is fantastic, actually. Like, I think they made up for their lack of detail in the actual model in the show with this, because I don't know who did this model specifically for Eaglemoss. I'm sure Samuel would know, but it's detailed, it's cool, it looks really good. So if you're a fan of the ship or a fan of Picard, by all means I would recommend picking this up from Eaglemoss. Again, I think they've done a fantastic job on this one. Their universe collection that I've seen so far has been spot on. There's been no real issues as far as quality goes from Eaglemoss. So, and that's not just me saying that. If I see a quality issue, I will point it out. The struts, I mean, they're plastic. They can move, but I mean, they're not misaligned or anything like that. So it's fine. So let's go take a look at it on the stand and finish this video out. So here we go. And then 15 others all come in exactly the same, because we only have one kind of ship in Starfleet now, guys. Alright guys, here she is on the turntable. Get another different look at those details up close. But overall, a fine looking model. Actually, the design's kind of growing on me now, the more I look at it, so I really like those nacelles. Like I said, I just wish they were longer. But on a low shelf, it's got a nice look to it. It does have nice shapes. Again, the only thing is the nacelles longer would make this thing 1,000 times better in my opinion, but what do I know? That's just personal preference. So, but on a low shelf, it looks great. Put it on eye level shelf, not so much. Not a fan of that front look, that big thing on the. If it glowed, if it was a deflector, that'd be neat. But not sure if it's a shuttle bay or whatever. But it just doesn't work for me. And directly from the side, it's not a pretty ship. It's kind of. Eh. So on an eye level shelf, I honestly can't recommend. It does lean up a bit with the stand, so you can get a cool shot like that. But and putting on an upper shelf, that looks actually great. There's definitely some good looks there. So upper shelf is perfectly fine for showing this thing off. The stand slots in really nicely, nice and secure. Yeah. So guys, that is the Zheng He. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you click the link down below, there is a link to get to Eaglemoss store. If you click that link, it shows them where the traffic is coming from. Know that you're coming from Trekyards. And if you want to pick this up or anything else, by all means use the discount code Trekyards10 at checkout to get yourself 10% off orders of $50 or more, which is super easy to get orders of $50 or more when you're buying Eaglemoss. So by all means, help us out, help yourself out. Click that link, go check the stuff out, and pick up some other stuff as well. Check out the other reviews by me also. And subscribe to both channels, the Captain Foley personal channel and Trekyards. And like I said, yeah, check out other videos, and I'll see you next time, guys. Captain Foley signing off. Bye-bye.